My daughter's school called to say she'd been kept late for safety, and when I got there, I found her locked in a janitor's supply closet with 11 other kids, the air thick and hot, because the principal didn't want the fire marshal to see them during his surprise inspection. Let me back up. 3 weeks earlier, my 9-year-old Posey came home and told me the downstairs classrooms smell like rotten eggs sometimes, and it makes us dizzy. I have asthma myself, so I know that smell. Gas. I called the school. The principal, a polished woman named Ms. Hargrove, assured me it was just the old plumbing, and that maintenance was on it. I asked for it in writing. She stopped replying. Then 2 other parents mentioned the same thing. Their kids getting headaches, one nearly fainting during reading time. I called the gas company myself and asked them to do an outside check of the school's lines. They found a slow leak in the line feeding the basement-level classrooms, the exact wing where Posey had 3 classes. They flagged it as needing immediate repair and notified the district. I felt the knot in my chest loosen. Someone official knew now. I was wrong to relax. What I didn't know was that a real repair meant shutting down that wing for days, which meant rescheduling state testing, which meant Ms. Hargrove's school performance numbers would slip in the exact window she was up for a district promotion. So instead of closing the wing, she had maintenance slap a temporary cap on the line and kept the classrooms running. She told the district it was resolved. Then the fire marshal scheduled a surprise safety inspection. Here's where it turns my stomach. Rather than let the marshal walk through occupied basement classrooms that still smelled of gas, rooms that would have failed on the spot and exposed everything, Ms. Hargrove had a teacher quietly move 12 kids, including Posey, into a windowless custodial closet near the boiler for a fun surprise activity and told them to stay quiet until someone came back. She wanted the basement wing to look empty and unused for the walkthrough. The closet was next to the very line that was leaking. My phone rang at 1:40. It was Posey, whispering, crying, "Mommy, we're locked in the closet and Dylan threw up and my head hurts really bad and the door won't open." She'd snuck her smartwatch in. I could hear how slurred her words were. That's the sound of someone breathing bad air. I told her to bang on the door and keep talking to me, threw myself in the car and called 911 on the way, screaming the address. I beat the ambulance there. The front office tried to tell me Posey was in an enrichment session. I said the words gas leak and 12 children in a closet by the boiler, loud enough for the whole lobby to hear, loud enough for the fire marshal, who was standing right there finishing his clipboard, to snap his head up. He moved faster than the office staff could stop him. He had the maintenance map. He knew exactly where that line ran. He and 2 firefighters got that closet open, and they carried kids out one by one into the air. Posey limp but breathing. 3 others who needed oxygen on the spot. 1 more hour, the paramedic told me later, and we'd have been having a very different conversation. The fire marshal's inspection became something else entirely. Ms. Hargrove tried her practiced calm. There must be a misunderstanding. The line was repaired weeks ago, but the gas company had the original report. The district had her email claiming it was resolved, and the marshal had 12 children he just pulled out of a closet positioned deliberately to hide them from him. She kept saying she'd made the safest call available. The marshal looked at her and said, flat, "You hid kids next to a live leak so I wouldn't fail your building. There's no version of that that's safe." Posey spent a night in the hospital and came home fine. The other kids recovered too. Ms. Hargrove was placed on leave that afternoon, and once the district's lawyers saw the paper trail, leave became termination, and termination became charges. Reckless endangerment of 12 minors. The promotion she'd risked their lungs for went to someone else before the week was out. The last I heard, she was telling anyone who'd listen that she'd been thrown under the bus by panicking parents. She hid 12 children from the one person whose entire job was to keep them safe. The bus, as far as I'm concerned, was one she climbed under all by herself.